Thanks for watching Here to Stay TV. I'm Glenn Hausman, and I'm on the roof of the Beekman Tower in Ophelia, an amazing rooftop bar here in New York City. And I with me, Miss Sydney Krause and Andria Santos of Fülhaus. How are you today?
We're great. Thank you.
So I'm a little confused. Which of the Tanners did you guys play in Fülhaus? Is it Michelle?
I'm definitely Bob Saget.
Okay,
for sure.
I don't want to say you're.
I'm the twins, both of them.
All right. Yeah, okay. Good. I like that. Now that we got that cleared up, it's Fülhaus, F-U with an umlaut,
Exactly.
right? L-H-A-U-S.
Yes.
And why we have them here today is not to talk about great 90s sitcoms, but really to focus on what they do. They're designers, and what I find is really interesting is you do a different type of design,
Yes.
right? You're focused on a design for temporary residences, places that you're not thinking of the lifespan for 7 to 10 years, like in a traditional hotel. What a different discipline that is.
Yeah, so what we're offering is that short-term rental design. Yeah. So we realized that there was a real lack in this market for people to be able to turn around these units real quickly for our clients who are expanding into different markets and to be able to go into those different sectors and be able to turn around these units fast. So we do it within 2 to 4 weeks, depending how many units there are. And yeah, everything is done from A to Z. We paint, we wallpaper, whatever the client needs.
Right.
Photos and staging.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me, Sydney, how is it different than approaching a traditional design? Because you've got bigger budgets probably with traditional design. It's longer term. You have to think of it from a completely different point of view.
Yeah, exactly. When we get a new client, we have a brand meeting with them and we decide where they want to go with their brand. That's the first step, and it's exciting because often they come to us without any real ideas.
Right.
So we get to be creative and we get to try new things, and working with the budget and the time frame, it doesn't seem to be too much of a problem for us because it just keeps rolling and we get to try new things, and it gives us a chance to work with a lot of different type of people, which is really cool.
Okay, so Andrea, this is where I get all confused. I get the budget part, but getting the stuff in the room and getting it done so quickly, because I speak to my designer friends on the traditional side of the hotel business, and it feels like they're spending half their life waiting for a shipment to come for China for 2 months, right? So how are you able to work short term to get a room in the quality and look that it needs to be quickly?
Yeah, so what we do is that we work with local suppliers and we work with stock that's available on hand right now.
Right.
So if something is not available in stock and not deliverable in the 2 week timeline that we have, then we just don't use it.
Right.
There's enough furniture and enough stock out there for us to be able to work with different suppliers and find the things that we need to go into each unit.
Okay, so you're not really looking for stuff that needs to have the strength and longevity as a traditional hotel, because if you have one person coming in and staying for 2 weeks, a month, 2 months, whatever it is, they're probably going to treat it a little bit more gingerly, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. So essentially, there's about a 3-year timeline for most furniture in a short-term rental.
Right.
So we expect our clients to redo it not only just for the design purposes, but for the longevity of it every 3 to 4 years. And so far, that's been fine. We haven't had any problems.
So when you approach a design in doing it this sort of way, are you looking at it in a different way, or do you use traditional design techniques and just apply it differently when it comes to getting the product for the rooms?
So we use the traditional design techniques that we would in any other project. I think where this really differs is that our clients are not the people who are living in these units.
Right.
So they don't necessarily, I mean, not that they don't care, but they don't necessarily mind about whether it's going to be as comfortable or if it's going to be their specific taste. They're more interested in whether it looks good, whether it's something that's going to sell, whether it's something that's going to stand out, on time, on budget, and that's it. So we don't have the communication needs that other residential and personal clients have.
That's a big difference that we have now, because normally there's a lot of back and forth when you're dealing with a client specifically, because if I'm going to talk to you, we're going to figure something out for your room, you're going to have a lot of say in it. And now, which I think is really exciting for Fülhaus, is that they give us free reign. So as long as we stay in that time budget and with the budget, there's no problems. We can just do whatever we want.
Exactly.
So the time difference and getting things shipped in is never a problem, because we work within that.
So are you working with retail suppliers or commercial suppliers, or maybe a mix of both?
Well, right now, because this year we're launching Shoppable Stays, we are working with retailers who we are affiliated with to furnish all of our units.
Well, let me just hold it right there so we can say what shoppable stays are. In the hospitality industry, everyone's gotten all excited that you could sell the products that are within the room. You're taking this to the the service department, corporate housing type of environment.
Exactly. So we realized that we have all of the information on what these units contain, and that there was a lot of response from the guests who would stay there. Asking where we got the stuff and where it was from and where they can purchase it. And we just thought, instead of having this question platform where they're contacting the host and the host contacts us and the question never gets answered and the sale never gets made, why not just make the information public and offer it online?
That's pretty cool.
So that's what we're doing, and we're working with retailers. So we're sourcing specifically from retailers that we're affiliated with in order to be able to offer this stuff for sale on our
I love that.
website.
Yeah, because what you're doing then is you're creating a living space, but it's also a functional showroom.
Right, exactly. By the end of next year, we should have 300 shoppable spaces in North America.
That's great. So what type of products are you in? And by products, I mean the housing.
What type of housing are we in?
Yeah, what kind of brands are you working with? Just service apartments or other?
It's mostly mostly service apartments. We have also done a lot of student residence buildings because luxury student res is also kind of similar in that respect.
Also boutique hotels. It's really fun for us to do.
Yeah.
Those are exciting.
Yeah, and we work with commercial operators. So people who are running generally more than 75, 100 units across different markets. That's generally who our clients are.
Right. Fascinating. So what's the biggest design trends that you're thinking about today?
Oh, there's so many different ways to go.
Yeah.
Right now we're working in by working in short-term rentals. Often they are studios or one bedroom. There's often they're smaller units. So we're trying to use a lot of mirrors right now to be able to reflect the light and things like that. We're really into carpets. Shag carpets are coming back.
Are they?
Love it or hate it.
I'm just thinking about growing up in the 70s, getting lost in the shag carpet. It was so big.
Yeah. Oh, and powder coated metals is a big thing that we're working with right now.
Also weirdly shaped couches. You're not going no more the traditional straight couch. People are seeing a lot of strange angles and offset angles on couches, which is really great. And wall-to-wall carpet.
Well, how do you balance then that look of luxury with the comfort and feel of home, which is something a little bit different to me, in my opinion, than if you were creating a traditional hotel room?
Yeah, well, we found that actually the furniture industry has really, really changed in the past couple of years. There's a lot more available at a lot more reasonable prices. So we find that it's actually not very difficult to get really unique pieces in our spaces that are going to get that same luxury feel and at a reasonable price and a quality and decent quality as well.
Excellent. Anything else you want to add on that one?
No, that's about it.
Yeah. I mean, you look like you were dying to say something there. But then she just swooped right in and took it all from you.
No, like we said before, the most exciting thing is that we get to try a lot of different types of design, and we don't have any we work without real design boundaries. So sometimes we get to have a lot of fun and use very unique pieces that we wouldn't get to normally working with a traditional client.
Yeah.
So you find that when you're working in the quasi-permanent home space, I'll create that name for the sake of it. Are people's expectations a little bit different from the customer side, and how are you fulfilling those desires?
Yeah, so like we were saying, our customers are less concerned with with their own personal style and need for the space, which is really great because we really do get to offer something super unique and go and even test our clients' boundaries. They have no idea what we're doing with it. Once they've written our check, they have no idea what we're doing in that space until they see the final product.
Yeah. Right. But we stay in their brand as much as we can. So they trust us, and we have this trust with them. The first one is usually always
the test one.
Yeah, is the test one. And when they get the pictures back, they're like, oh, just do whatever you want. Just take the money and do whatever you want.
Right. I love that. So the strategy is just completely overwhelm them with good design, so they leave you alone.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. That's the key.
Excellent. That's perfect. So how can people find Full House online and contact you guys?
Yeah, so you can go to fullhouse.com, FULHAUS, and you can reach us at info@fullhouse, and all of the information is going to be online.
Great. And I want to thank you guys for watching Here to Stay TV, and be sure to watch their sequel series on Netflix coming to you guys soon. Thanks for watching.
Thank you so much.